Today was the 4th of July in the United States. Normally it's a day of huge celebration in the American calendar. But in the town of Prescott, Arizona, today was dominated instead by sadness. A few days ago, the town, which has just 40,000 residents, lost 19 of its firefighters, an elite group known as the Hot Shots, in a deadly bushfire. And so today, the community honoured its heroes. Tristram Clayton and cameraman Cam Williams were there with them.
It's the 4th of July and America is celebrating its birthday. But in Prescott, Arizona, they're also mourning the loss of 19 much-loved local firefighters.
It's one of the hardest things I've ever had to deal with in my career. We experience line-of-duty deaths on a fairly regular basis in this country, but to experience 19 from one incident is pretty overwhelming for everyone.
The firefighters were part of the elite Granite Mountain Hotshot fire crew who died fighting a massive blaze in neighbouring Yarnell Hills. The fire was started by lightning, but in near record 50-degree temperatures quickly spread. An estimated 200 homes were destroyed and hundreds more people were forced to evacuate. Most of them have been given temporary housing here in Prescott, a town of 40,000 people bursting with Americana.
Here on Whiskey Row, locals celebrating the 4th of July are torn between conflicting emotions. The joy of their national day tinged with the sorrow of this local tragedy.
I think that everyone's trying to look at it positively.
It's kind of, you feel a little bit of sadness amongst all the crowd and everyone else that comes into town. You see the flags at half-mast. You know what had happened, and it touches you locally as a business person and also an Arizona resident.
It's a horrible, horrible thing, and we're praying for those families and friends of those, men lost, but they knew that going in, it's just like a military guy. They knew that there's a chance of the lives, and then those families, my brother's a firefighter, and so my family, we almost feel a little more knowing that my brother could perish at any time in a fire. But, this is a celebration of the freedom of America, and you got to keep your spirits up and keep going on.
While it's clear the town is hurting, locals are determined their 4th of July celebrations will go ahead. The flags are flying, the pickup trucks are cruising, and families are enjoying their day off. But just up the road at the local high school, there's a huge gathering and they're working hard. 400 emergency service personnel from all over the United States are meeting to organise commemorations and 19 different funerals. They're also assessing what lessons can be drawn from the terrible tragedy.
The incident management team that's grown here over the last 4 days is second in size only to that created after 9/11. So the things that we're doing here, though, are built on lessons learned from 9/11. So the things that we're doing today will serve as the model for future major disasters, disaster planning and disaster management in the U.S.
There's a saying here that if someone dies in Prescott, you either know the person or know someone who does. And that's especially true here at Prescott High, from which at least 5 of the firefighters had recently graduated.
There's no explanations. There's only the fact of it happening and an appreciation of the sacrifice. And love going out, hugely so, and most importantly to their family, loved ones, friends, and our own community. The life goes on, but not without a humble regard for what they did and what they stood for.
Tristram Clayton with that report from Prescott, Arizona.